The quieter you are in the woods, the more game you're gonna take. Today, I've got 10 stealth secrets to help you do better, as well as some data on how important this really is. Hey, George here with the New Hunter's Guide YouTube channel and podcast. I'm a regular hunter who just so happens to have a PhD and a low tolerance for marketing hype, trying to help people figure out what really works. And today we are talking about stealth. Guys, the quieter you are in the woods, whether you're hunting deer, turkey, ducks, geese, pheasants, squirrels, rabbits, and a dozen other things, the more successful you're gonna be. Whether you're ambush hunting, whether you're still hunting, whether you're trying to sneak up on something and jump hunt, the stealthier you are, the better you will be. Now, I never considered myself a stealth master or anything like that. I never thought I had any special disposition towards it until I started taking new people into the woods. And I could not believe how much more noise that they made walking next to me or even following behind me, even if they were taking the exact same footsteps that I was taking. Now, I'm still not a master, but I've learned these 10 things and I'm gonna share them with you guys today, along with some data to help you see why this is such a big deal. So, number one stealth secret is slow steps. Okay, you've got to slow it down. It makes a bigger difference than you can imagine. All right, I took a decibel meter on my phone. It's not the most precise instrument, but it works good for a comparison at the levels that we're looking at. And I walk through at full speed, and then I walk through taking my time slowly. Now, the footage you're about to see was shot on a dry, sunny, windy day. These leaves are as dry and loud as they can ever get. All right, so first frame right here, take a look at this, just storming through quickly at full speed. Now the decibel meter here read about 80 to 82 decibels, somewhere in that range every time I tested this. All right, 82 decibels. They say that 85 decibels is the limit for safe hearing. All right, that's where hearing loss begins at above 85 decibels, and just walking full speed through the woods, you can get up into the 80 decibel range, which is ridiculous. Now, granted, your ear is not on the ground where this is taking place, but it is still super loud. Now, here I went through very slowly, taking my time, same spot, same leaves, same everything. And I was averaging somewhere between 50 and 55 decibels. This one here was 54 decibels every time that I did this test. The difference between 54 decibels and 80 decibels is enormous. All right, every 10 decibels that you go up increases the magnitude of the sound, the intensity of the sound by 10-fold. All right, so 10 decibels is 10 times as loud. 20 decibels is 100 times as loud. 30 decibels is 1,000 times as intense. Not as loud, but as intense. Which means the difference between 50 and 80 is 1,000 times the intensity. Now, it kind of hurts the brain, try to figure out exactly what does that mean, and there's some different scales and things, but the bottom line here is the difference between going slow and just barreling through the woods is absolutely massive. Number two stealth secret, look for sticks. All right, you gotta see where are the sticks. When you step on a stick, you're making not just a loud crack, but you are sending a sign through the woods. All animals expect there to be some noise in the woods. Everything's out there walking, from squirrels to rabbits to deer and everything else. But when you step on and break a stick, you are sending a message that you're a problem and everything in the woods needs to look out and keep their eyes out for you because you're an issue. Just not stepping on sticks can do a huge amount of help in order to keep you silent in the woods. Number three stealth secret, you have got to wear the right shoes. All right, shoes make a huge difference, guys. All right, and it's not just the type of shoe, but it's also the size and the stiffness of the shoe. So I'm gonna show you guys a frame here with some hiking shoes that I use for hunting, with some neoprene boots that I use, and some heavy duty muck Arctic boots. All right, if you look at these side by side, the smaller hiking shoes have a much smaller footprint. All right, and then the next ones up are a little bigger, and then you get to the heavy duty Arctic ones, even bigger footprint still. That bigger footprint is pushing into more leaves, more sticks, more everything, and it's making more noise. Another thing to keep in mind with the foot gear, guys, is it's the flexibility that makes a big difference. These heavy duty muck boots, there's very little ankle movement. I am not able to be very nimble when I'm taking steps. And the smaller and the lighter the boot, the more nimble I could be. So you want to wear foot gear that matches the way and the style of hunting that you plan to be doing. Number 4 thing, do not drag your feet. All right, this is a mistake a lot of people make. You got to lift that foot up all the way. When you drag your feet, when you come barreling through like this, you are making all kinds of noise. All right, just unbelievable amounts of noise. And if you just lift up your foot, even if you're still walking at a fair speed, you will make a lot less noise by lifting up your foot and putting it down. Number 5 thing, soft footfalls. Not just slow, but soft. All right, when you slowly and softly settle into the ground, all right, you're starting touching it just with the tip of your foot or with the tip of your heel, and you're just slowly putting that pressure down, you will be able to tell if there's something there that's too loud, if there's a stick that you didn't see. If you just softly begin to put that pressure into the ground, you'll be able to tell and adjust if there's something there that's gonna make more noise than you want. You'll be able to pick up your foot, you're gonna be able to move it and find a different spot to put your foot down if you pay attention to that. Number 6 stealth secret, dress quietly. What you wear makes a huge difference to how much noise you make. When I go to the store, I shop by touch instead of by look. And when I find something as I'm walking through the racks, touching all the things, I'm like, ooh, that's quiet, that's smooth, that'll hunt good. I look at those things. What you wear makes a huge difference. Here is one garment in one kind of material. This one's orange. Listen to all this. All right, makes a ton of noise, especially if you rub it against a stick or a leaf. Almost nothing is completely dead quiet, but it's just being realistic. If you wear something, particularly your pants and your jacket right here in your arms where you rub against your body, it's gonna make a huge difference in terms of volume. Also, if you're sitting in a tree and you rub against the tree, if you're sitting in a stool and you make noise sitting on the stool, if whatever the rubbing interaction is, if it sticks to things while you're walking through the woods, that can make a huge difference and that can get you busted. All right, number 7, you want to walk heel to toe. Now this is when you're moving a little bit faster. If you're in super stealth ninja mode, you want to go just softly with the toe of your foot or with the heel of your foot pushing down, like I said. When you're walking a little faster, you want to do a rolling heel to toe motion. Again, slow, but doesn't have to be painfully slow. Check out some footage of it. And then here it is just blowing through without doing that. All right, you can see that the heel to toe can make a significant difference, especially because also you're testing the ground as you roll that heel to toe. You're getting a sense for what's down there, what's going on, are there sticks, are there twigs, but also that progressive pressure spreads out the noise versus just a stomp. All right, if you just clap down in, all that noise is happening at once versus sort of a low rumble as things crumple underneath of your foot. The next thing you need to do to be stealthy is go ahead and hit that like button so that this video can reach more people and help them be stealthy. And while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like videos like this, field tests, reviews, kicking the tires on assumptions, ballistic experiments. All these things are part of this channel. I think this is a great channel for you. Number 8, watch every step. Put your eye on your foot. Watch where you're going. This can make a huge difference. All right, you want to look out for sticks, but you also want to look out for places where there's less leaves, moist leaves. You want to look out for the different kinds of brush and things in the woods that are not as loud when you step on them or move through them. If you're focused straight ahead, you're not going to see this. You've got to look down. Every time you take a step, look down, pick your step, choose your step, then look back up. Get the lay of the land, then look back down, pick the next step, and keep on going. Number 9, move with the wind. If there's wind, wait till the wind is blowing to move, or at least to make significant movements, especially if you're getting close to game. When I am jump hunting ducks and I'm getting close to the water's edge, I try to only move when the wind's blowing, because the wind will cover your sound. It's creating sound everywhere, and it's muffling sounds that you're making in a distance, but the wind is also moving stuff. All right, all the brush and things in the woods are moving, leaves are moving, things are falling, there's movement everywhere. So both your sound and your movement are covered by the wind. Number 10 stealth secret, recognize when you're too tired to be stealthy. This is a really big one. If you've had a long day, long hunt, you've covered a lot of ground, you've got a lot of steps in, you've sat for a long time, you're worn out, maybe you're hungry, maybe you're just completely and totally shot, it is really hard to be stealthy. Maybe you're sore, feet are cramping up, everything else. It can be really tough to be stealthy in the woods when you are worn out. So if you can recognize, all right, I've gone too far, I'm just too tired, I'm too worn out, I'm just gonna pull out. Just call it a day or hunt a different way. Ambush hunt, pick a spot, sit down. You reach a point where you just cannot effectively be stealthy anymore, or at least not stealthy enough, and what you'll end up doing is spooking out game that might have come by if you sat down and quit moving, or you're spooking out game that maybe you could sneak up on tomorrow or in the evening after you get a nap, or next week, or whatever the case may be. You're putting unnecessary pressure on the land, be it private or public land, and you're pushing game out of that area. Your better bet is just to pull out, get out of there as quietly as you can, and come back to hunt another day. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, God bless you, and go get 'em in the woods.